Hey, so just a quick video on how to get into your public EC2 instance using VS Code. So I teach my students this because it's really handy for when you're testing and playing around. Obviously learning the command line is important and you can still do that through VS Code, but just for formatting those files, maybe writing bash scripts or Python files. So you have to create an EC2 instance, make sure it's got a public IP address and also ensure that the security group has got port 22. Mine's open to the world, but maybe just do from just your IP. I'll obviously close all this down in a minute, just for demonstration purposes. So you also on VS Code need to make sure that you have the correct extension, which will be the SSH, Remote SSH. So you'll need to have this one installed. So if you have a little look, it'll be the one that has like 4 million downloads, etc. So you'll know that it's the right one. Okay, cool. So let's get connected. If you hit F1 on a Windows computer, and I cannot remember what it is on a Mac, I'm afraid, we need to start by adding a new SSH host. From this one here, I'm literally going to put my EC2 user, and then I'm going to paste in the public IP address. And then I'm going to hit enter. It's then going to log, it's going to prompt me to go into the config file, and this bit's quite important because it's a little bit different with EC2. And as you can see, this is what it defaults to adding in when I used the screen before, but what it actually needs is all of this information, and that's why sometimes it can take a while to get it set up. So the host is just the username, so I'm going to call this one AWS EC2 video so that I know it's the right one, otherwise we'll have two with the same name. So the host name actually comes from this, so you want your public DNS, so that will include all of this. And just I a minute ago tried to be a bit clever and just sort of like change this one with the IP. It didn't work because the specific one actually did need the EU West in there for whatever reason. So just so you know, in case you try and cut a corner like I did. So I'm going to put the host name in, and then I need to say the identity file. So for me, I know that the identity file is actually in the same location, it just has a different name. So this is my key pair that I would have downloaded, and this one is called testvscode.pen, and it's in my desktop. The user can remain as EC2 user. So if you don't have autosave on, then make sure you save it. I obviously have mine on, and then we're actually going to connect. So you can actually hit this button down here, or you can hit F1 and it will launch it. Both of them do the same thing, and then we're going to connect to host. So I need to choose the right one, so AWS EC2 video. If all has worked, it should ask you to choose the host platform. So obviously this is an EC2 Linux machine, so I need to make sure I choose Linux, but it may be a Windows, or you may be connecting to a Mac OS, so choose accordingly. You'll know that you're in the right direction if it does this, because if it errors out before now, there's something wrong with your config file. Go back and check it against what you have in your console. So do I want to continue? Yes. Now what this will do is it's going to install a few little bits of software on your machine, and we are in. The connection is open. Now if you've never used VS Code to get into an EC2 instance or any instance, there's a few things just to understand. It can look a little bit blank at first. What you'll want to do is you're going to go over here and you're going to open folder. This is then your file path. So this is saying where do you want to begin, and I'm just going to say OK. So I'm going to go in at root home EC2 user, so that's fine. Once I'm now in here, so again it's going to have a little moment. It will ask you, do you trust the authors? If you don't click yes, then you'll have issues creating and editing files. So do make sure that you click through these a little bit slower. I am going to do some updates later. So we can see here, this is me inside of my instance. Now again, if you're completely new to doing it like this, we can also have a terminal. So we can see here that I can obviously see exactly where I am. I can do all of the usual commands. So maybe I want to make a test folder, and I can see that that's there, and maybe I want to move into my test folder. And then from there, I might be able to create some Python files. So let's just say, Python test.py. And all my usual commands work, okay? So I can change file permissions, I can do all the stuff that I would need to do. The reason that this is really handy is, as you can see on the side here, it's now popped up my test folder, and I have a Python file. I can now go in here and I can straight away come and start typing my code. Got to be hello world, what else would I type? And it's all formatted, and it builds in so that actually makes it much easier for development purposes. It is worth noting the version of Python that has been, or the version of VS Code, sorry, that's been installed on your machine will be slightly less, I guess, all singing or dancing. It won't have all of the extensions that you have on your computer, because remember, those are file packages on your computer as opposed to part of the VS Code standard library. So they'll have some editing stuff, but some of it won't exist. So don't be surprised if you have to then actually add some packages. And also, as I'm sure you know, it won't have everything you have on your host machine. So this is we're now effectively with SSH no different if we're using PuTTY. So all of the usual rules apply. So I hope this was useful. Have fun setting it up. It's a really fun way to sort of take your development to the next step and not feel so constrained by the black and white world of PuTTY, and keep an eye out for future videos.